Well, he's a political rival, but he feels that the Prime Minister should serve another term in office and not retire from politics. In a candid interview with our Clint Watson, the former Prime Minister shared his views on why the PLP leader should run again.
Former Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Hubert Ingram, is defending Prime Minister, the Right Honourable For Christie's decision to run again in the upcoming general elections.
I think it is wrong for people saying that Christie should go. If you want him to go, you'll vote against him. It's not a big deal. He is not where he is because he put himself there. He got there because people elected him to be there.
Mr. Ingram says in his opinion, having examined the bench right now, there's no one in the Progressive Liberal Party capable of providing the kind of leadership needed to lead the country other than the Prime Minister.
Clearly, Christie is fully entitled to remain in office to the end of his term. Fully entitled. And he is fully entitled, if he chooses, to offer himself up for re-election as leader of the party, and the party decides to lead the party in the next election. The truth of the matter is, whatever is said about Christie, there is none in the PLP who is more acceptable to the population of Bahamas than For Christie. That's a fact of life.
Mr. Ingram says in more ways than one, he and his friend have achieved the same things and have served pretty much the same length of time. And if that legacy continues, he then understands why Mr. Christie has his eyes set on running one more time.
He and I got elected House at the same time in 1977. And so I could also understand I was able to serve 3 terms as Prime Minister. Why wouldn't Christie want to match that? Why wouldn't he? From his point of view. He often talks about what Hubert do and Hubert here. I won't be surprised when the back of his head sometime it says, well, Hubert had 3 terms, so why can't I have 3 terms?
To those who criticize the challenges the Prime Minister has faced during this term in office, well, Mr. Ingram compared the plight of other world leaders and what they're facing.
Mr. Christie's challenges in the Bahamas is not any different from anybody else's.
Mr. Ingram believes the electorate was angry during the 2012 general election and wanted the Free National Movement out. He said many backed the Democratic National Alliance and instead ended up with the Progressive Liberal Party. He admitted it proves that the country is still based on a 2 political party system. He's of the view the same factor will take precedence in 2017, and Bahamians will once again only choose between the PLP and F&M to form the next government.
Are you going to determine whether or not your dislike for one side is so great that you go the other way? But you must remember one thing. The base PLP support in the Bahamas is firm, unyielding, unbending, ain't going nowhere. So the extent to which others have points of view that they want to share between the F&M and this thing and the next thing, etc., carry on. All you're doing is guaranteeing the PLP you remain in office. That's what you're doing.
Clint Watson, ZNS Network News.
Meantime, also throwing his support behind Prime Minister Christie running again was one of his own, the Marathon MP Jerome Fitzgerald. He told us why he has that position.
I support him, and the statement outlines the reasons why I support him. And I said I think it's quite clear, and anyone who particularly has witnessed what has happened in the last week or so, even though I spoke to him about it a couple of months ago, well, might even be a year ago, you would be able to see that the reasons laid out are quite rational and reasonable based on what we just witnessed. And so, I'll just leave it at that.